Hi, welcome back to the exhibitor interview series with me, Alan Murdoch, and today I'm talking to Rose Reardon from Walfinch. Hi Rose, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you, Alan.
Good.
Sounds
I
like my
remember
week's better than yours.
yeah, there's a few little glitches going on in the background. I used the wrong template on an email that went out this morning to Breakfast Forum attendees, so they thought they were having an interview tomorrow morning instead of the Breakfast Forum in a week or so's time. But I caught it, corrected it, sent out a new email. Yeah.
Oh, well done you.
Little glitches. Yeah, when you're trying to do everything yourself, it's such is life. Such is life. How is things with Walfinch and
Oh, they're absolutely wonderful, Alan. I'm really enjoying the journey.
good?
And we've got a few new exciting elements that have been added to our offering.
Right.
And in addition to that, obviously, with all of the AI that's coming on board and assisting us to just offer far superior care, it is all really exciting. But I'll sort of talk you through things bit by bit.
Yeah, please do. Yeah,
The
really
most
interested.
exciting thing for us is something called the Blue Box. I don't know if you can see that
Ooh,
there.
right. Yeah, I can see that.
Which
Yeah.
is part of our Walfinch wellness visits.
Right.
So our carers are trained in order to be healthcare assistants, and they go in with the Blue Box and they can assess the vitals of the client. So
Right.
it normally comes about if the family are concerned, or we just see in the carer's notes that possibly a client who's normally a little bit chatty is suddenly withdrawn, and there's normally some underlying physical issue going on.
Yeah.
We test, it's up to 10 different tests that we do. It obviously includes temperature, oxygenation, respiration rate, blood pressure. We can even screen for urinary tract infections and dementia.
Wow.
So it's a very handy tool to have.
Yeah.
And then what happens is it generates something called a NEWS2 score. So that's NEWS2, which is something that's used within the NHS. And it gives a baseline of exactly where that client is at health-wise, and they kind of know when to action things really quickly. So if it's a case where we've had to call 111, it just circumvents them having to come along and do all of those tests.
Right. Yeah, you one jump ahead of them. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, that sounds really good. Really good.
Yeah. So we're offering that with our new clients. The first 2 wellness visits are complimentary. And then after that, we're charging £10 added onto a visit charge. So we've also tried to keep it really reasonable.
Yeah.
It is something also where people who are not currently clients of ours, if they're concerned about their loved one, are more than welcome to call my office and somebody will go along and do a wellness visit for them.
Brilliant. Oh, that's really good. Yeah. Because when you visit a relative or a neighbor, and it's very often the family or the neighbors that spot that little change, those little changes in the person. And if you just say to them, "Oh, are you all right? Should we call the doctor?" That they'll say, "Oh no, I'm fine. You know."
Absolutely.
And
Especially that generation of stoics.
Yes.
So I think, the people that are now in their early 90s that went through the Second World War, they tend to be very resilient, and they don't want to cause a fuss. So this just helps us to come in and we say, we're just going to perform a few little checks, and then we get a really clear picture. And even things that are very dangerous, such as sepsis, we can pick that up, which is great, because there's very often no real sort of evident changes in a person, except maybe for a bit of confusion. And then we can get help very quickly.
Yeah. Well, sepsis is a particularly important one to pick up, because if that gets a hold, then the decline can be pretty rapid after that.
Yeah, it can be fatal, and it happens, as you say, very rapidly. Yes. So that's just another thing that enables us to offer much better and more proactive care.
Brilliant. So you mentioned a number of changes. That's obviously a really big one. What else has been happening at Walfinch?
Yeah. So another thing that we're busy with is something called GP Connect, where we can communicate directly with the GPs and anybody else in the care circle that needs access to that client's information. So that would be on our Birdie app, and they would get the information that they need access to for the period of time that they need access to it. So in terms of GDPR, everything's very protected.
Right.
And again, it just enables us to have much faster communication. Very often when you call up a doctor's practice and you get a highly pressured receptionist who has, or you call number 30 and you're phoning at 8 o'clock in the morning kind of thing. And then there's just, they have to then make notes and communicate with the GP and then come back to us. This circumvents all of that. It's a very immediate interaction with the general practitioner. So the general practitioner also has to be registered for GP Connect. And again, with the wellness check and the NEWS2 score and being able to have a sort of instant communication, it really just is helping us to be a lot more effective.
Yeah, it sounds like it's starting to join up some of those dots that form that sort of the map of care for the older generation.
Absolutely.
And so often things fall through the cracks, but if you can connect the dots, it's gonna make life a lot simpler for them. They'll be healthier, and it's a lot simpler for the healthcare teams, because they can react in a timely manner and before things escalate.
For sure, and also massively cost saving for the NHS as well, because ordinarily they would have to send, say, for example, it was a client who was registered housebound. They would have to send somebody out to do all of these checks. We've done it all, and we've presented the information that they need directly to them, so we can get an immediate response. Even things with the UTIs, you would contact the doctor, I suspect a UTI, and then collect a specimen sample jar, take it to the client, then take it back to be tested, and then eventually the script would get off to the pharmacy. You're looking at a 48 to 72 hour delay before they start getting treatment, which is in elderly folk and they're frail. It can, the UTIs can progress really rapidly. So this way, as I say, we get immediate treatment.
Yeah, I've had a number of UTIs over the years, and they're pretty nasty if you don't catch them quickly. Yeah,
absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Well, that sounds really, really exciting. Because I remember us chatting last year, and I think you were relatively new in the area.
Yes, brand spanking new, absolutely.
Yeah.
So now, we're a little bit down the line, but constantly looking. That's the great thing about Walfinch, is they are constantly exploring new technologies that can assist us to offer better care and to give us a level of confidence that we wouldn't otherwise have. On the recruitment side of things, there are also some new interesting AI developments as well, because recruitment is a big challenge for us. So there is a platform now called Lily, which automates and calls up your candidates. So say, for example, you have somebody who's at the moment they're working in a care home and they finish their shift really late at night, and you're not going to have anybody available to do that first screening call. They set the time that they want this initial interview, and they are able to be interviewed at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. And it's just a preliminary interview. And then it gives us a very good idea on whether they are the right candidate or not, whether we should pursue them further. So that's another time-saving sort of AI developed platform that we're currently looking at.
Does that work as a sort of video recording type sort of situation?
Yes, it's not a video recording. It's an audio recording.
Audio recording, okay.
And using AI, they're also best placed in terms of how people answer, whether they're going to have the correct level of empathy, whether they have the understanding of the sort of safety aspects of care and compliance, that you have to be you have to be somebody who follows the rules. You can't be a rule breaker. So it looks for all of those qualities and then gives you a score for the candidate, as well as a transcription of the conversation. So you can read through that and think, okay, this person has scored a good 82%, definitely worth pursuing.
Yeah. It's interesting. I know sales. Sorry, go on.
Because they've set the date and the time of their interview at a time that's convenient for them. If they don't attend that interview, it's obviously another red flag.
Yeah. So I know of businesses that use that type of AI technology to assess their sales teams, for example. So all the sales teams' calls get recorded, and they assess the interaction between the salesperson and the prospect, and the degree of connection and empathy and all that sort of stuff. So that they can actually help improve and train the sales team to be better at their jobs. So it's great to see it being translated into other areas of various businesses. Really good.
Yes, and it's something that we are really embracing. We're thoroughly enjoying that. And I think certain things will be added also to our Birdie app going forward. There's a lot of talk about AI assisting us a lot with our auditing and compliance, which can take many, many hours. And it means that your management cost is really high because you need to have a lot of time to attend to your compliance. Your quality and compliance is vitally important. And we're really lucky in that being part of a franchise, we obviously do our own internal auditing and checks and balances, but we are also audited by our National Support Office. The head of quality and compliance, Amanda Keeler, comes in and dives into all of our apps and our drives and goes through and does full audits from time to time. At least once a month, she's going in and doing a sort of micro audit, keeping an eye on things and making sure that we're on the right track. And we get a little phone call saying you need to attend to this. And then, of course, the Care Quality Commissioner are welcome at any stage also to do the auditing as well.
Yes, indeed. I'm very familiar with the CQC. I used to, with my ex-wife, we ran an agency for a couple of years. And
that's right, yes.
She ran it. I was in the background doing the admin type stuff. But anything that can help with keeping the CQC happy is definitely a win.
For sure, yeah. And they're talking about even when you go in and you do your initial assessments and care plans, that can take us 8 hours from arriving at somebody's home and starting to do the assessments and working on what they need and fleshing out all of the tasks and medications, etc. And as I say, at the moment, you're looking at 8 hours of human time. That can be reduced to 2 hours with some of the current platforms. So it is really super exciting for us. Obviously, you will always have to check everything. There won't ever be complete automation on any of these things, and there shouldn't be for safety's sake. Yeah.
No, absolutely. And likewise with the interview process. Yes, the AI gives you an assessment, but the decision maker is still human. It's not AI making decisions. It's just providing an additional level of insight and assessment. Yeah. All right, sounds like
it's just used as an initial screening.
Yeah. Sounds like it's a really exciting time to be in the care industry.
It is. People think that looking after elderly folk is a terribly boring thing. Well, firstly, elderly folk are not at all boring. They're incredibly exciting. But in addition to that, it is a very vibrant, growing and innovative business to be in.
Yeah.
We're learning new things every day, which is great.
Yeah. Oh, I know from talking to many people that the older generation can be very, very interesting. Actually, they have experiences that we don't even dream of from their early years. So
a reality show comes to mind.
Yes,
but so many amazing lived stories and still dreams and aspirations that they still want to achieve. And that's kind of our role is to step in where somebody has maybe given up on certain things, and it's just assist them to continue to have those dreams and to continue to get out and about and live a vibrant, full life.
Yeah, absolutely. Life doesn't have to end with retirement or any time soon after. There's so much more can be done, and it's great that companies like yours are out there providing that support to enable people to continue to live a full life in their own homes.
Yes, and my own grandfather lived to 100.
Wow.
With the help of his live-in carer. So he stayed in his own home he lived just outside Hermanus in South Africa, overlooking the lagoon and the sea, and continued to play chess, do everything that he wanted to do. And he passed away in his own home at 100, which is quite amazing. And my granny at 96. So the benefits are definitely there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just looking forward to those little robots that can do all the housework.
Well, there's always already the robot vacuum cleaner that can beetle around your flat or house for you, isn't there? Yeah.
I think they like the initial first creepy crawlies. The creepy crawlies were invented in South Africa for the swimming pools, and they were really bad in the beginning. And I think we're kind of at that phase now with those little robot vacuum cleaners, but it'll get better and better with time.
Yeah, and the pace of change. I mean, just you've only got to look at the 2 interviews that we've done in the space of just over a year. The pace of change and how AI and automation and these sorts of joining the dots is really changing the whole landscape of care and other businesses. So it's really exciting.
I think it is exciting. I think one needs to embrace it because it's, as I say, it's just supporting us to offer better, more effective, safer care. And it's something also that is helping to reduce a lot of time doing quite tedious tasks. So I'm all for it. I know a lot of people are terrified by it, but at this stage, I definitely am a big champion of AI.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people are worried that it's going to take their jobs or it's going to make them redundant or what have you. But it's actually, you have to learn to embrace AI and take it with you on the journey and learn some new skills. It's all about being accepting and moving with the times, because it can actually enable you to be more human in what you do and bring the human element of what you do to the fore, rather than being trapped in the admin as you've described. Yeah,
you've described that so beautifully, Alan, because it's about more of that hands-on time and that actual sort of physical presence in people's lives, rather than sitting behind your computer and hardly ever getting out there to actually see people.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind sitting behind my computer and getting to see people like you on interviews like this. So I'm not going to be stopping doing that anytime soon. But
that's an exciting thing to do.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming on the interview series today.
Absolute pleasure, Alan.
Just to let everybody, give everybody a quick reminder, the show is on the 7th of November. That's just over a week away at the Hilton in the centre of Woking, in Surrey's largest ballroom. It's a fantastic location up on the 6th floor. Direct parking straight level 6 in the car park in the red zone, and you walk straight into the ballroom complex and into the show. There's a whole series of seminars, including one on AI in action. There's several businesses that are members of the Woking Chamber talking about how they're using AI in their business. So AI is a bit of a theme that's going on here. And other workshops during the morning. If you're an early riser, you can come and join us for the business breakfast. Or rather the breakfast forum, I should call it, give its proper name. That's at 7:30 on Friday morning. Coffee and pastries and tea and what have you from 7:30 to 8, and then the formal part of the meeting from 8 to 9. And then as that finishes, the show opens. So we'll hopefully have a whole bunch of people coming straight into the show, straight from the breakfast forum. There's loads more of these interviews. I've done a whole bunch of them already. You can watch the recordings of those interviews along with the recording of this on the Woking Means Business LinkedIn page. And there will be a few more to come. There's another, there was supposed to be 2 today, but somebody's had to pull out on me for the next interview. I've got another one at 1 o'clock. There's at least one tomorrow, and then there's a few more in the early part of next week. So do come and join us. If you're an exhibitor and you haven't booked your interview yet, get a wriggle on, because there are only literally about 4 or 5 slots left. So get in quickly if you want to be interviewed. Thanks again, Rose, for coming and speaking to me. It's really good to catch up with you and find out how things are going. And I look forward to seeing you on the day.
Great. Thank you, Alan.
That's a pleasure. Bye for now, everyone. And I'll see some of you a little later on the next interview.